Patrick McNeil joined on the pregame show by Acadie-Bathurst T10 head coach Gordie Dwyer. Gordie, your club comes into tonight's game 1-2-1. All the teams kind of still finding their way. What do you make of your team start?
Well, obviously here we'd like to have a few more points in the bank here starting off, but it's been competitive games and we're continuing to find our identity as a hockey team here, and obviously with a few of our pro guys just trickling back here in the last few games. So we're continuing to put down that foundation of how we have to play collectively to have some success, and I feel like we're headed in the right direction.
Big day today for a quartet of players because you name your leadership group. Cole Larkin we'll hear from at the intermission, and you also give A's to Allison, Kidney, and Melanson. What was it about those guys that earned them letters?
I definitely feel like those four players, they're really well established in this league. They have a significant amount of experience, whether it's playing here in the league or internationally as well, and with NHL experience, some of the guys as well. So just feel like those guys have really separated themselves from our group, and they provide enough real good leadership for our players. And we have a lot of younger players. We have a lot of new players and a lot of second-year players that would have very little experience in our league. So we'll lean on those guys heavily, not only on the ice, but off the ice this year.
Now, you look at those guys, key players this year, key players last year. One of the guys I thought you might see take a step up is Dylan Andrews, and based on the stats, it looks like that's what's happening this year.
Our team's success is going to rely a lot on those second-year players really taking the next step, and Dylan's come in and he's a talented individual. He's a bigger body that skates well, and he can complement other players. And I think that he's had a good training camp for us and a good start at the season. So we're going to rely on a lot of production from a lot of guys. Some of those players will have to step up, and Dylan's a part of that group.
Asked about this guy before from an opposing point of view, and I know you're a fan of him. Cam Squires bulked up a bit in the offseason. How much more dangerous does that make him?
Yeah, Cam's definitely a talent to be reckoned with, and it's a big year for Cam, and I know he put the work in the offseason, so Cape Breton's got a good one, so obviously we're going to try to do our best to limit his offense.
Fans will feel like they just heard your voice because you were, of course, with St. John last year. As someone who's been around and, of course, coached a number of teams, does it help the adjustment when you coach a team that you would have seen a lot of last year?
It makes the transition a little bit easier. Obviously, coming in and being the coach and general manager as well, so there's a real significant part of my work on player evaluation and seeing where we're at as an organization moving forward. But that was really the focus and prioritizing that here in the early part of training camp. And now with the season started, obviously we want to drive the performance of our team. So I have a huge amount of respect for a lot of players that played here last year. They had a good program, and a lot of guys performed really well. So the guys that are returning, they're big parts of what we're doing here moving forward, and they're going to drive our performance.
Bit of an odd one from a preparation point of view tonight because the Eagles have watched video for 4 games. You only have 1 to look at for the Eagles. What do you make of this Eagles team based on that 1 game in Halifax?
They're significantly improved. They got a lot of talent and a lot of talent up front, and some good balance with some younger and more veteran players. So obviously with Ivan and his return to the lineup as well is going to be a big boost for them. So they're headed in the right direction. They got lots of talent, and obviously they're well rested, so we'll have to be at our best.
We'll look forward to seeing you play. Good luck tonight, Gordie. Thanks for this.
Thanks, Patty.